What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at the best meta icon strikers. Bergkamp can definitely come down, but in terms of what we've got, we've added evolutions into this as we do have the very first icon evolution. I'm not going to say it's amazing, but there is some very interesting characters in it. Let's start off. We've got the S plus all the way down to the B. B is pretty much, they are bog standard. They're not really going to be in the game too much in terms of actually seeing them in teams. So let's go and fill that up a little bit. So if we was to go put it in, I'd say Bergkamp is there. Personally, he is just unfortunately not the right body type in the game. Naturally, if we do get, say, a 96, 97 Bergkamp with amazing stats, naturally he will go up a little bit, but I don't think there's ever a point, even if you had R9 at 94, Bergkamp at 99 with a 5.5, that he would be better in-game style. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Then if we keep going along, I think Crespo this year is very, very under there. To be honest with him, he is very rarely in anybody's team anyway, but naturally he has dropped down massively in my books. If we keep going along, we can see a few more. I think Luis Hernandez is pretty much there now. We've got Larson. To be honest, even with Larson's all versions, I know they've gone with the Ultimate Dynasties. They've kind of gone with a junior version and a senior. It was like the... Was it the Trophy Titans, I believe, that had the duplicate versions? It's the same as Clivert. They are nice, but also I don't get what this whole every rating and above. So we've got an 87, an 88, and an 89. It makes zero sense to have three of the same card. I understand, for instance, if the base mid prime, where it was like Henry was a left wing, then two strikers, or we had a cam striker right wing. That makes a little bit more sense. They adjust it. It's kind of like shapeshifters, but from their career. We keep going through. Closer, to be honest, it's always going to be there. If we think we can keep going. Van Nistelrooy, to be honest, very much the same as well. Let's get into a few other players then. So first and foremost, we have three different Hullets. Technically, he is kind of more of a midfielder to some extent, but most definitely you can play him up front as well. I've kind of gone with people that I would put into that striking role. Like, for instance, Jairzinho isn't in this list as I like him more as a right wing. He can play striker, but most definitely that isn't a position I would personally go for him. Whereas Hullet most definitely makes every version at the top here personally. He is just S+ through and through, no matter the position, striker, centre forward, cam, centre mid, even CDM. I think he's one of the best in each positions. Naturally, if you're going to put him against an R9 Eusebio, I would rather drop him into the middle. But if I didn't have any of them, and maybe I didn't even have the Mbappe, the Eusebio, the Cruyff, then yes, I could go with him up front or put him in midfield and he would have just as good bonus. Butra, I think, is a phenomenal player, and I must admit, in terms of the icon bases now, I would be interested to take a look and see what sort of prices we are looking at them, because we've had a lot of icon upgrades, a lot of store packs that have had icons in as well. I can imagine there is a massive gap now for all of what the prices of every icon is. So if we kind of look on the left screen, I don't know if my camera's messed up here. It is, but we'll keep going. So if we look at the kind of bottom list at the moment, we're looking at a lot of them at the minimum value. We know for well that the minimum value is like 64, 65,000 coins. So pretty much anybody worth under 100 is going to be in that list. We've only got, how many is that? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards above the threshold of 1 million coins. That is absolutely nuts in itself. Butra holding himself at a good value. I'd say anybody kind of over that 200 threshold is still considered a decent icon with how much packs we've got. That is just a massive one in itself. So if we kind of look through that list, we can see obviously Butra's up there, not quite in the millions or the kind of 700,000-800,000 anymore, but most definitely can still put a big shift in. Same with Cantona. He has got double versions now, and I do think if he did manage to get the 91 bonus from Manchester United's winning streak, then it would have been a much better upgrade. Unfortunately, they didn't, and I do think it's kind of stopped him from maybe potentially being joined with Hullet. I do think he's more of an S still in this game. The one we have double Cruyff. 93 and 95. He did get his Thunderstruck and did get the upgrade. This card, no matter what we got from him, the 89 base normally, the mid, the prime, the moments, whatever we got from Cruyff was always endgame from the start. Even the base, you could put up a shift. He's 5'5". He's naturally expensive. Like, he's coming in now at 2.1 million coins. In terms of the other version of him, that's coming in at a whopping... No, it's not extinct. 4.9 million. Huge price. We have got the likes of R9 and Ham, who currently don't have an upgrade, but they do have one coming. Ham and Ronaldo have been leaked to get 2 Team of the Years between them, so they both will be getting a double Playstyle Plus bonus, as well as then a Team of the Year variety. I can imagine would see like... I'm going to say a 95 and a 96 between them. So 95 Ham, 96 R9. I don't feel like they'll go all out and give him like a 97 or 98. I just don't think that's what's going to happen, especially with last year's Team of the Years. Van der Sar got a +1 from his prime. So it isn't an SB, well, it isn't a player that's there to be the end game. It's there as another progression basis.
If your team's looking like this, then I have the place for you. Head over to U7Buy for all your coin needs. They're cheap, fast, and reliable, but make sure to use JT11 at the checkout for 6% off all of your coin orders.
If we have then a look at the evolution, so there is quite a few that can go in. Naturally, we can only get one of these as well. So my choice that I personally did was Zola. I've seen Van Persie. I've seen no one else on this list. We've seen Socrates, an incredible option, the highest rated option, I want to say. He's definitely one of the fan favourites to get it. Naturally, when it comes to it, I think the favourites were Lineker, Zola, Socrates. Zola, I want to say, who else have we got? We've got Kluivert's got another version, Suker's got another version, Shevchenko doesn't, Klose doesn't, and also Crespo doesn't. Everybody else has a different one. Goalkeeper for Van Nistelrooy, left wing for Larsen. For Lineker, Larsen has obviously the Ultimate Dynasties, Alan Shearer has a cam, Rush has a centre mid, and Suker has a left wing as well. So there is multiple versions that you can go with here if you wanted a striker. Now Zola for me was definitely in the topper category of what I chose, and I must admit, so was Van Persie. Very good striker, both of them with nice playstyle pluses. Zola has the finesse shot, whereas Van Persie, was it first touch? I can't remember what he had actually. Yeah, he's got first touch. So naturally, because it's an evolution, it's not like he gets rid of it. He keeps the exact same. And I think that's definitely up there on the list. When we do look at a few of them, I do think Crespo, even if he does get that little bit of an upgrade, it might be enough to push him into an A. I would be very lenient keeping him there. Klose, I'd still say, is in the bin. Lineker, again, like Crespo, I feel like a lot of them would get just that push enough to be out of the B, but I don't think it's by much. Give it half a month, maybe even during Team of the Year when we get more icons, and they'll be straight back down, because naturally, these icons are just not made to be doing well in the game. If I got Suker as well, I've got him somewhere here. I think he's slightly better than what people give him credit for. He is cheap, don't get me wrong. Just because they are discard doesn't mean they're necessarily the worst card. It just means that they're not really demanded loads. And the problem is, Mbappe's an SBC, Eusebio's an SBC, Dalglish was, Henry is. There's a lot of icon strikers, and even then just an Mbappe that is top of the top. Meaning all of the lower cards just don't get any love. Prince can go there as well. Same with Owen, to be fair to him. Lineker's base can definitely go there. Naturally, the 91 does push him up a little bit. You have got the left wing, and you'd have to compare the two. I just didn't really like that left wing too much. If then we can keep going with these, Kluivert, I'd say, to be honest, keeps himself right next to his normal Ultimate Dynasties. You've got a little bit less of an upgrade, and you'd have to pay for this one. 200,000 coins or 1,000 FIFA points is mental. Tell me about it. Shevchenko, I like the shooting on him. We'll go up one more. Same with Trezeguet to some extent. I do actually quite like his centre mid. His ultimate, no, it's not ultimate. His winter wildcard icon is and was an SBC still at a centre mid. And I think that card is actually not terrible in that centre mid role. As a striker, I think he only has so much to give. Alan Shearer, I like his cam version because he gets the 4-star. That is a massive bonus for him. Van Nistelrooy can keep going the downgrade there. So I would say with Shearer, going for that cam version is going to be way better. And I think he's not coming in yet. 151,000. So technically, with the coins that you'd spend on this icon evolution, you could buy and save 50k getting that cam, who can play left mid, right mid cam, but you can still push him in a forward role if you want. He's still got 90 shooting, which is more than fine. When it comes to it, we have got Henry and also Henry. We've got the 93 and the 91. The 91 is now into an upgrade, into an SBC, I'm sorry. We've got the 93, I'd say an S+. I would say, judging off what we've got in this S+, I'd say the base is definitely one lower. I really couldn't just put all of the S+'s in there because there'd already be so many, because I think Eusebio's versions are in there. I'd then say, who else is there? I think that would probably be all my S+'s. That I could, oh no, push gas, of course. I didn't even see push gas there. I'd probably even drop push gas like that, just purely on the fact that the 94, a little bit of an upgrade from him, which is nice. But the main reason why I'd say the 92 is good, but not good enough, is that 4-star, 3-star. Naturally, we don't get the upgrade from the Thunderstruck, but at the very minimum, it's a double upgrade from his base version. So at least it's something. I think even with Cantona, if he was only 93, he might have just pushed it, but I don't think it'd be by much. Another great striker in the game, Raul. I think this card is absolutely wonderful. I took about a few weeks from the start of the game to really give him a go because everybody was bashing the comments saying Raul needed to be in a review, needed to be tested out, and definitely from the start with the Finesse Plus was beautiful. I love the upgrade on this Winter Wildcard. It is a phenomenal card. Dalglish, on the other hand. Now, we do have a lovely Thunderstruck version, so we have got the 89 and we've also got the 91. So we did manage to get the upgrade, which is absolutely perfect because as an SBC, you're putting everything into it. You want to get some reward back. You don't want to be hitting with just a +1 because naturally that SBC now is coming in at 1.8 for a +1. Adding the value of 1.4 mil compared to the 400k that the 89 is currently, that would be a big L. De Jong is just rent-free in my head. But in terms of Dalglish, 4-star, 5-star, phenomenal striker. He is an easily S card, and that is kind of where I'm at with a lot of the strikers. Torres, another phenomenal one from the base all the way up now to the Winter Wildcard. We got just a lovely double upgrade from him. It is 2s on everything. He is a 5-star, 4-star as well, which is one better than his normal card. I'd say the base Torres is now kind of chilling in at the A, but definitely that Winter Wildcard is up and proper in the S category. We also have Eto. I think he's easily in the S. He's still a top striker. I want to say he's still coming in at a good price as well. When I packed him, he was about 800. He's now 574, so he's starting to come down, but still, like I said, there's what, 10 cards that are a mil and above, and predominantly you've got Pele there, you've obviously got R9, Ham, there's a lot of top end there. Pele, just because I've mentioned the name, is obviously in that top level. He's currently coming in. It's got to be a whopping price, surely. 4.1, pretty modest for a 96 Pele, but still, that is a massive price for one. Now, in terms of Drogba, love the dynamic for him on the Winter Wildcard. It just looks so clean. It's a perfect dynamic. I like the card. He isn't necessarily your go-to striker. Naturally, there's always going to be a different striker you might choose ahead of him. But in terms of what he can kind of offer, he is a monster going forward. And I'd say definitely, the base is probably chilling like Torres. He might have been at that S to start with, but now he's dropping down. Whereas the double upgrade, I'm a big fan of. I think he's definitely put on a perfect amount of stats. Like Torres, we've got 2 on everything, 4 on the physicality. He also is a 4-star, 4-star on the base, 4-star, 5-star on the Winter Wildcard. Just adds levels to it. Naturally, you've got the power header and aerial between the 2 on playstyle pluses as well. Shearer can go here, Rush can go here, Shevchenko can go here. I'm going to say, to be honest, I really don't like Van Basten. Then we've got anybody else in the bottom tier. I quite like Hernandez, so we'll give him a second. Hugo Sanchez, I could give a bit of leeway for him. I feel like he'd probably be scraping an A. He definitely needs an upgrade now to kind of take me away. I know he got his left wing, but I want a striker upgrade if anything. Even though, to be fair to him, 91 pace, 88 shooting, you could still move him into a striker role, even if he technically can't play it. But the base version's now 84,000. 3-star, 4-star is not going to be up in that A for very much longer. Gerd Muller, phenomenal striker as well, managed to get his double upgrade. We've got both versions of him. We've got the 92 and the 94. The 94 is coming in at 840 now, which is nice. And then obviously the base version, 276. It's just a double upgrade, so you could argue between it. You've got 4-star, 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 4-star. So arguably very similar cards. It is just literally a double inform away from his base. So easily an S tier there. Trezeguet, I know we've got the... Where is he? Did we get Trezeguet? Yeah, we've got him here. I was going to say. We've obviously got the lovely Centurions. I think mainly one of the only ones with 3 or 4 cards now because of the evolutions as well. Because we've got Centurions, we've got the base, we've got a position change for a Winter Wild card, and an evolutions that you could put him in as well. Interesting to see the stats difference. Obviously, the 88 evolution is going to be that slight bit better. I do think now, though, Trezeguet's base, even though it is only a +1, still coming in a little bit lower in my eyes. Ian Wright, on the other hand, I know he's got his right wing, which is considerably better than his normal card, because we have now got a bit of an upgrade from him. It's got a triple upgrade from him, and I do think the base is slowly coming down. Zola, on the other hand, I think now, if we're looking at the double upgrade, would definitely be in the S. I feel like now the Zola's got to be underneath. And going with the partner in crime, Del P has got himself a lovely Winter Wild card as well at 91. I think that one's coming in as a cam, I'm pretty sure, from SBC. I like that card as a striker. I think it can work. But the long ball pass just screams going into the centre mid or centre attacking mid for me. So it's why I haven't included him here. When we look at the 90, it's coming in at 121, the 4-star, 5-star. There's arguments for an S. I would say a very high A at the moment. Riquelme, I've not really been a fan of, to be honest with you. I think he's just a very bog standard card. It's a +1, 36,000 coins. It kind of tells you all you need to know about that card. He has got the 5-5, which is always an added bonus. But when it comes to the stats, I'm just not impressed one bit from him. Now, one that I am impressed with is Barnes. Even though he's quite cheap, I think he definitely has got what it takes. I would say potentially putting him out on wing might be better, but even in a striker role, he's actually impressed me from his base version all the way up to this 89 as well. Van Persie, on the other hand, I'm going to go one underneath as well compared to his 90. I do think that double upgrade is always helping out massive. Smith, I still think is a phenomenal striker. She absolutely kills it in that striking role. Naturally, when it comes to it, you want to go for the higher rated, but realistically, there is 115k between them. There's no skill move weak foot upgrade. The only thing that she gets different is stats. There's not even a playstyle plus difference. So I would say going for the 89 is still good enough, even if 200 isn't quite in the massive category of a price difference. And then finally, we've got Stoichkov. I really like Stoichkov. I think he's got a lovely upgrade. It is in a cam, I'm pretty sure, that can't play striker, but naturally you could easily move that. He's a cam, centre mid, right mid, left mid. Still got oodles of pace, shooting, dribbling. The whole shebang could go into it with the 90 as well. And then Luis Hernandez, I'd go A. And Rooney, unfortunately for Rooney, he's just not really kind of hit at all. It's such a shame, as I was so excited to see the Rooney in this game, and they just kill him. I know body type and stats. The cover star was outstanding. Naturally what you'd expect from like a 97 plus. But I kind of want it beforehand. I want it in the middle of the year so I can give Rooney a massive run out. When it comes to the two versions, I've just never been a fan. A 3-star, 4-star. It's a 1 upgrade. Unfortunately for me, it is going to be in that lower category. So that is going to be the list. Let me know down below. Let me move my camera so you can see. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.